Yeah. So so this Rupa Goswami. Have you heard of this name, Rupa
Yeah, I think
Goswami?
it's like, I think, is it Portland?
No, the
Huh?
scriptures, not the scripture.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Rupa Goswami is one of the 6 acharyas
Mm-hmm.
in our sampradaya. He's one of the 6 Goswamis.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen this book, Nectar of Instruction?
I
Have
think,
you seen that book by Prabhupada somewhere
yeah,
in your house somewhere?
I've seen it. I think like he's talked about it.
Who's spoken about it?
Radhika Gopinath.
Oh, Radhika Gopinath Prabhu. Oh, yes, yes. So that's a very important book. It's a very, it's there. Our Acharya Rupa Goswami, he explains the entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness in just 11 verses. Amazing, amazing, amazing book. So that Rupa Goswami has stated that he's given a definition for Diksha. He says, Divya Jnanam Tato Dadya Purva Papasya Samshaya Diksheti Sa Proktas Deshikais Tatra Kovidehi. That he says, Divya Jnanam Tato Dadya. That, if you read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a famous sage known as Dadichi. Dadichi is known for charity. Why is he known for charity? Because he gave his own body. He gave his own body for the benefit of the demigods. So, so therefore, the spiritual master, he gives us knowledge, but it's not actually because we are very qualified. It's not because we are very intelligent. It is because of his mercy. He gives us because of his mercy. And we are fortunate if we are humble enough to hear that transcendental knowledge. And by that, what happens? Pura Papa se samshaya. All our sinful activities, all the sins that we have previously committed, all the karma, everything gets eradicated. So this is what is called Diksha, and therefore it is being born again. Literally, it is called the second birth. Okay. And Shastra says that one who does not take that second birth, him and an animal is not different. Because animal also is born, human being is also born. Animal also dies, human being also dies. What's the difference? The difference is when the human being has accepted transcendental knowledge from the spiritual master and has had a rebirth of consciousness. Therefore, Prabhupada gave this very nice term called Krishna consciousness. Because that's what happens when you take shelter of a spiritual master, you become Krishna conscious. And therefore, it's called initiation. It's called the beginning. So, anyways, it's very laudable that you are interested in this and process, and the best way to do so is in the guidance of some devotee, under some devotee like Radhika Gopinath Prabhu.
Yes.
And what we generally recommend is we recommend devotees to listen to Srila Prabhupada, and then you can also listen to some spiritual masters, but when you listen to Srila Prabhupada, then you will understand if the spiritual master is repeating that instruction or not, because that is what you are supposed to do. No? We are not supposed to invent something. We invent something, then the benefit is lost. Okay. It has to be maintained. So that is the sign of a bona fide spiritual master, that he doesn't speak anything different from his spiritual master. His spiritual master doesn't speak anything different from his spiritual master. And like this all the way up to Krishna, then they don't talk anything different. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita as it is. How can Prabhupada say Bhagavad Gita as it is? Yeah. Because he is presenting exactly what Krishna said. There is no difference. So that is the potency of Krishna consciousness. It's a wonderful process, and the effect can be seen. And so it's very nice that you want to take up this initiative, and therefore please listen to Srila Prabhupada's lectures, and also but you should understand first what Srila Prabhupada is saying. So therefore, to take initiation, first you should start reading Srila Prabhupada's books.
Hmm.
Like these books. Have you read some books of Prabhupada? Are you reading?
So I've read like a good example. Going back to Godhead.
No, you are reading.
Back to Godhead?
You are reading with me, Aryan, the Bhagavad Gita as it is, right? So that has most of the
Yeah.
philosophy.
So it looks a bit. So sometimes I read Chaitanya.
I think you muted. I can't hear.
I mean, I tried on this. It's difficult, but
So maybe you can start with the Science of Self-Realization. That's a relatively simple book. I mean, continue reading Bhagavad Gita with Radhika Gopinath Prabhu. That you're doing under senior guidance, so you'll be able to understand. Apart from that, there are two books that you can try reading. One is Krishna book, very nice book.
oh yeah, we have that. I've read it.
You've read the whole Krishna book?
No, not the whole book. I read it, but we have it.
Okay, so you can start reading that book. In fact, our spiritual master, Bhakti Vikas Swami, is spiritual master for myself, Mahotsav Prabhu, and Radhika Gopinath Prabhu. His first book that he read was the Krishna book.
Oh.
So you can read that, and another good book is the Science of Self-Realization. Both are very easy books to read.
Oh, okay.
So you start reading. See, every day you should take a little time to read.
Okay.
Little time to read. You should try to take.
Okay.
So right now you're in high school. You have one more year.
Yeah.
In high school.
In October, I become 18. Yes.
Okay. So while you are pursuing your studies, while you have to make sure that you're giving sufficient time for your studies as well. But apart from that, take a little time to read these books. I know you're chanting. You should continue chanting, but you should also read these books.
Yes. Okay.
Because otherwise, see, Srila Prabhupada used to give this example. How do you know someone who's speaking genuinely? So if you want to go and buy gold, and there are different standards of gold.
Yeah.
The highest standard of gold is said to be 24 karat. 24 karat is just gold, only gold. There is 22 karat, there's 20 karat, 18 karat, because it's mixed with some other substances. So if you go to a real gold merchant and you ask him, and is this gold? He'll say, yes, this is 24 karat gold. And then he'll explain. You ask him, what is 24 karat? He'll explain what is 24 karat gold. He'll tell you what is gold and what is not gold. And then he'll sell you gold. Whereas you go to some fellow who wants to cheat you, he'll just say, yes, this is gold, it shines, see, it shines, and he'll sell it to you.
Yeah.
But so similarly, a bona fide spiritual man, he teaches not only the truth, he also tells you what is untruth. He tells you both. Otherwise, how will you know? You won't know.
Yeah.
You go to any field, any technical field, you have to know what it is and what it is not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't have complete knowledge. So therefore, these books are important because Srila Prabhupada explains everything very clearly. Then you will know who is bona fide spiritual master, who is not. Who is guru, who is asad guru. You will know who is not, who's bogus. Because there are many people like this. The cheaters. The cheaters are not there only in material things. The cheaters in religion also. Actually, more in the field of religion than in any other field. So we have to be careful. So also
We covered the thing.
yeah.
Maybe some other question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've stated anything else than what Radhika Gopinath has already stated. But
I mean, to sum it up, one thing also is that we can understand that Prabhupada's books, what Prabhupada teaches us, that is the gold standard. You compare anything you hear with what you hear from Srila Prabhupada's books, you understand that that is the gold standard. There's nothing purer than what Srila Prabhupada has given us. And it's not some dogmatic belief. It's actually a very scientific thing. It's so scientific that you can witness it with your eyes itself. You can see before Prabhupada came, people thought it was impossible for Krishna consciousness to not be spread all over the world. Now after Prabhupada left, people think it's impossible for Krishna consciousness not to be there all over the world. It all happened because of Srila Prabhupada. And he understood the real Manobhishta of Lord Chaitanya. Manobhishta means the innermost desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He understood the innermost desire of Lord Chaitanya and he was able to spread this all over the world. So we can understand by Srila Prabhupada's activities and pastimes and what he did, that he is no ordinary living entity. He's actually a very empowered living entity. So how do you know who's bona fide and who's not bona fide? A person who is sticking very chastely to what Srila Prabhupada is saying is bona fide. And a person, even if he changes slightly, even a little bit, you can understand that deviating. You see, what are you studying in school right now? What are you into? Like you have, I'm sure you may think I'm going to go study engineering or this or that. So
Yeah, this probably engineering.
Engineering. Okay, great. So like you can see that, let's just say there's two lines and they're going in the same direction. But at some point, one line is slightly tilted in by a small degree, like a minuscule degree. It's just a matter of time until both these lines, go and one line goes up and the other line goes in another direction. So the way you can understand this is also the same thing. As long as what Srila Prabhupada is saying is being repeated and is actually understood and said properly, in just the way Srila Prabhupada is presenting it, the mode of presentation may be the same, but as long as the substance is not changing, we can understand that that's not being devious. But even a slight difference, see, from here all the way to the spiritual world is a far, 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 far away place. So it's a one straight line. Even a slight deviation from the path that Srila Prabhupada gave might take us all the way off somewhere else. So that's a very, very, Prabhupada is a gold standard. Prabhupada's books are the gold standard. So here Srila Prabhupada, read what Srila Prabhupada writes in his books, and you'll understand, because you see Srila Prabhupada gives, Srila Prabhupada's books gives one the intelligence to actually distinguish reality from illusion for the welfare of all. Because Srila Prabhupada is not different from the Bhagavatam. He's actually made the Bhagavatam even sweeter by commenting upon it. So when you read these books of Srila Prabhupada, you'll actually awaken your transcendental intelligence. And if you really want to awaken the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in your life, you take these books, you preach this message of Krishna consciousness to whoever you see and whoever you meet. And when that happens, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, you'll actually get divine knowledge in your heart. So whatever you're reading, you can go give it to other people. That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's very, very good. So let's give Aryan some chance to ask questions. I know everybody's time is valuable and it is getting late for you in the East Coast, already close to 9 o'clock in the night. So Aryan, do you have a list of questions?
Yes. So like, how does, like, I know initiation, like there's the rules, like the four regulative principles, but when it comes to, right, like nowadays, like when I travel or anywhere, like for tournaments, when it comes to outside food, everything almost has garlic or onion. And how do you avoid that?
So generally, as devotees, we make arrangements, and it's not impossible to make arrangements. Initially, it might even look impossible to avoid onions and garlic. I remember when I first gave up onions and garlic, I was young, like a little older to what you are right now. I gave up onions and garlic when I was 19. I was practicing Krishna consciousness back already at that time. So You know, my mother, she was saying, how will I cook? What am I going to cook without onions and garlic? And later they figured it out.
Mm.
And now even they don't eat.
Mm.
So similarly, where there is a will, there is a way. You please remember that most of the devotees in the Krishna conscious movement are not brahmacharis like us. They are actually grihasthas who are working different jobs, who have families to take care, who are traveling for various business needs. And I know personally several devotees who make arrangements and still follow.
Mm. Okay.
You know, so little bit you will also have to control your tongue. You know, little you
Mm.
might have to eat some. Sometimes you might have to eat some fruits and nuts and things like that. But it doesn't mean that you will be starving. You know,
Ah.
little effort you might have to take.
Yeah.
But that's where guidance of senior devotees is very important, because these small things, you know, when you have to go somewhere like this, then you can ask somebody like Radhika Gopinath, Prabhuji, I'm going for 1 week to this place. You know, how am I going to manage my prasadam? What am I going to do? And Prabhu might be able to help you. There might be some arrangement that can be made. You know,
Mm.
you have to see a case by case situation,
Mm.
but it's possible. And again, emergency, there are different things for emergency reasons. No one is asking to harm one's health, you know,
Mm.
not that we will become uh, emaciated by starving.
Yeah.
That's not the point. But but in the but we should be willing to accept the principle and
Huh.
follow. Yeah. Any other questions?
So like, how long does it generally take to get initiated? How does that?
To get initiation?
Hmm.
So generally it's recommended that one chant 16 rounds for at least 6 months,
Huh.
and then take shelter. And then after one takes shelter of a spiritual master, means um, when you take shelter of a spiritual master, you have approached that spiritual master and expressed your desire to get initiated.
Hmm.
And they agree, but there is another 6-month period where you observe.
Okay.
You are observing the spiritual master is observing you through, sometimes mostly through other senior devotees, if you are following everything properly.
Hmm.
And then you get initiated. So it generally takes about a year to maybe, year and a half to 2 years. But it again depends. You should have read, there are certain books that you have to read before
Hmm.
you get initiated. So you have to do all that. And so it also depends on personal progress.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. That gives you a general idea.
Hmm.
See, it's a very big, it's actually the most important decision we make in our life.
Huh.
In our spiritual life is to choose a bona fide spiritual master. It's a make or break in spiritual life.
Okay.
So that decision should be taken with some patience
Huh.
and proper understanding.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anything else?
So like, when like you're initiated, like suppose like during college or anything, so, like I think I forget where I read, but like you should give up most like materialistic activities, right?
When you're in college,
Yeah, I mean like after college or during college, like in general, you should avoid any other materialistic activities, like association.
okay, so when we say give up materialistic activities, we are referring to activities that are not important. What is termed as recreation, which in
No.
Krishna consciousness, recreation basically means waste of time.
Yeah.
Our recreation in Krishna consciousness is to chant Hare Krishna, associate with the devotees, dance in kirtan, eat prasadam, attend classes. This is our recreation. go on retreats, yatra. This is our recreation, you know. So devotees, even when we visit India, where do we go? We go to holy places. We don't go to, you know, we don't go to. We are not interested in seeing, Mumbai, Taj Mahal. We are not interested in going there, here, and there like this. So, those are the activities, at least in college. I mean, both of us have practiced Krishna consciousness when we were in college. And you have to take care of your, your studies. You have to get good grades and pass out. Otherwise, what happens is it becomes a hindrance. See, and that should not be mistaken. Although, see, for instance, a householder who's maintaining his family, he has to earn some money to take care of the family. So that is in that activity in itself is not like directly Krishna conscious in the sense like japa, chanting japa, or reading Srimad Bhagavatam. These are directly Krishna conscious activities. But earning money can also become Krishna consciousness when the purpose of earning that money becomes linked, when the fruits are offered to Krishna. So, you're getting a college degree, you have to execute your duty and you have to clear this college degree. You have to get that college degree, because otherwise, if you don't get it, it can become a big problem in life. So, Krishna devotees are not interested in complicating their lives. So, therefore, but other activities, say your friends are inviting you for a Saturday night party, that you are going to have to avoid. You instead you find some Saturday night Krishna conscious party with devotees. Thfind that, go to that.
I mean, anyway, I do temple service on Saturdays.
Yeah. So something like that. Those are the activities that need to be given up. Other activities like playing video games, all these kind of activities, we waste of time. Watching TV, this.
Listening to calming music.
Oh yeah, that's important.
That's really bogus. And another thing also, is that if you're going to university, you go, but make sure you don't go far away from the temple. You stay in the association of devotees. I'm sure there's good universities in Seattle. You're just going.
That's a very, very good point.
You're going to school. You have a desire to go to school. You're going to school. I mean, I wanted to drop out when I was 19 from university and really used to do it, but my mom would not let me do it. So I graduated for the sake of my mom.
Well, also my spiritual master also ordered that.
Yeah, and then later
Bhakti
on,
Vikas Maharaj, he ordered that he finished.
So I finished university. So then I finished university and it became transcendental. But anyway, it's just keep this in mind. Just associate with them as little as possible. Actually, I'll show you something cool. I think you might like. You might find this interesting. Let me see if I have it. Okay, look. This is how I went to my university. Can you see it?
Can
you see?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay, so I went to NYU like this. I was wearing my dhoti, tilak, kantimala. People don't, when they see you like this, they're not going to offer you a bottle of liquor to drink. They're not going to offer you a joint to smoke.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Because you see, in Seattle, it's famous for actually. I mean, you're innocent, you're guarded and all this. But heroin is very popular in Seattle, actually.
Right.
So there's lots of bad association that's there. Do not take anyone's association whatsoever. Just get your job done and get out of there as soon as you can. Okay, it's like if you see a poison pit full of snakes, what do? You run away, right? The minute you're done with your schoolwork, get out of there. Don't go back to their house. Don't loiter around. Don't go back to their house. They say, "Oh, come on, Aryan, what's the big deal? You're 18, man. You only live once. You look so good. She looks so good. This tastes so good. This will make you feel so good. It'll make you feel horrible. I've been there. I've done it all. You name it and I've done it. It's horrible. It's a useless waste of time. It damages your gross body. You're lucky born in a devotee family. Your parents have protected you. That's very good. more than anything, it's very important to protect your subtle body. Do not let these things affect your subtle body. University is a hellhole. You
Yeah.
know, it's so much bad association is there.
Mm.
So graduate from it as soon as you can. Take summer classes if you have to. Just get it out of the way. That is most important. Don't waste your time, doing this, doing that, going. If you ever want to come to a retreat, we do so many retreats. You come. You want to have fun? I'll take you out on book distribution. You know what fun is. You see, you know what real fun is? You go and sell someone a big stack of Srila Prabhupada's books like this. That's real fun. Not all this other nonsense. So you make sure you're not, you don't take that association. And always, even if you're too shy to wear a dhoti, wear a tilak. At least wear tilak, visible tilak.
I actually used to wear tilak when I when I was in university. It protected me from so much nonsense. We are in a country where religious expression and freedom is allowed. We don't have to be shy. We Muslims are wearing.
Jews are wearing.
All these fellows are wearing.
On Ash Wednesday, they all
And
wear some
we are ashamed. So this is not correct. We can show. In fact, if you wear tilak, then people will come and
full bag of Bhagavad Gita and distribute it.
you can give them. You want to understand. Here's this book. Please take it. And that way we spiritualize our entire existence.
Yeah,
And people understand. Oh, he's like that, and so they leave you alone. And also because religiously, if you say it is because of religion, then
no one's going to touch it.
They cannot criticize because that is considered to be racist. So they won't say anything.
You know how many days off I've got saying it's a religious holiday? I'm telling you, you can milk it. I'm telling you, I used to milk it like anything. You can do so much. And you see, another thing is, in whichever class I was, I made all the classmates chant Hare Krishna. I made them all eat prasadam. I used to give my professor really good prasadam once a week, at least once a week. All my professors, they're like, you get him a cheesecake, get him this, get him that. It's something, and trust me, it really affects their subtle consciousness when they're grading you. I promise you, man. I'm telling you, I've made it out of university with, I'm telling you, this really works. You're doing it. You have to do it. You do it. It's up to you. But if you're doing it like that, just make sure if they're like, oh God, don't talk to that guy. Just talk about Krishna. Very good. That way, the demons will stay away from you. And you might even make some devotees, who knows?
Yeah. He brought so many friends.
Yeah, I got so many of my buddies, like they used to call it like the homies. I got so many of them to come. So many of them to come to a temple, eat prasadam. Till now, they never forget, the prasadam that
they've given donations.
They've given donations, they bought books, everything imaginable is there. So like just make sure that your Hare Krishna in their face, don't be shy about it.
Don't
be shy about it at all. Don't be shy about it. And that's it. Then you'll be protected. And very important, Aryan, chant your rounds in the morning. Read Prabhupada's books at least for half hour. That'll be your shield. That'll literally protect you from so much Maya. Someone put a post on Facebook saying, if you could meet yourself when you're 18, what would you tell yourself? I tell so many of these people we're cultivating, just follow the 4 regulated principles and chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. You will save yourself from so much trouble. So please, first class intelligence is hearing and realizing. You please, you had this opportunity. Don't be like us. He's way better than me. But I really had to go experience it and see how miserable it is. It's like people say, if you don't experience it, how will you know it's bad? If you never experience eating glass and it tearing up your intestines, how do you know it's bad? No, I have my intelligence not to eat glass. Same thing. Just like don't give materialism a chance. And if you're falling weak, if you're feeling like a little here and there, immediately call the devotees. Call up Radhika Gopinath, talk to him. If you want, you can have any of our phone numbers. Call us up, talk to us. But do not take their association.
Anytime you want a vacation,
yeah,
with your parents' permission, then you should grow a little more. Once you're 18 and above, then you can spend a weekend here or something like that.
People really like to come with us because we tell them, ain't no party like a Hare Krishna party, because a Hare Krishna party don't stop. So it's not, you're going to have a good time. People have a very good time here. That's why they keep coming back. Sometimes nowadays they're so hooked on to it, they come at 4:30 in the morning for the party. So you come, you'll have a good time. And if you're ever feeling weak, just come and associate with the devotees.
Huh.
Take a full plunge in Krishna consciousness every moment.
So what is your phone number? Take your mom's permission and give your phone number to these brahmacharis. Ask your mom if you can give your phone number to them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
Mataji?
you
Okay.
can. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Aryan, your phone
just
number.
call us up.
Right. Or you can, and I'll send their phone numbers to you as well, and you can
Or
call.
I'll just text you right now, Aryan. Okay, it's up to you. You can just text me.
Radhika Gopinath.
Adhika Gopinath will take care.
Prabhu, Mahasa Prabhu, give me your phone number again. And Aryan, you also.
732.
Sorry.
732.
732.
614.
14.
69.
69.
19.
19. And your so who would you? I'll just give you him your number. That's it. Not Vishnu.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can manage.
Yeah, I like hanging out with the Krishna conscious guys, so it's really nice.
Okay, very good. Yeah. So I will send this via email to you, Aryan, and also via the chat that we have on WhatsApp. So you will have his
Okay.
number, and then we can take it from there. Anything else? I know it is
Yeah.
getting late for the new.
One thing I'm just like, I'm making sure, one thing, Aryan, you see, you just on a day-to-day basis, we spend like about at least half hour to 45 minutes in the bathroom, right? Taking a shower, doing all these things. While you're in there, just listen to a lecture of Srila Prabhupada, or a bona fide spiritual master. If you want, actually, I have like a really nice set of lectures given by my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, which actually, are very sobering and remind us about the reality of our life and all the things about Krishna consciousness. So, even when you're there, just hear this transcendental sound vibration. And, as far as I'm concerned, listening to these lectures has saved my life in so many ways. So many ways. Like you go to school by car or by train, or how do you go there?
Well, I guess like by car.
By car. Then we can, Radhika Gopinath Prabhu may have so many CDs he can give you. Listen to these lectures in the series. Just listen to them.
Yeah.
Oh
Everything's in
my
YouTube
God,
these days also.
it transcendentalizes your existence, man. I'm telling you, it's really like something else. It really revolutionizes your consciousness. So please, just listen to these lectures. They'll really help you.
Mm.
Okay. Any other questions, Aryan?
So yeah.
Yeah, this last question, sorry. Like how does a picking your spiritual master work? Or is it
Looking for.
look
How do you, sorry, what? What was
How
the
do you
question?
find your spiritual master?
How do you find your spiritual master?
How do you find your spiritual master?
He finds you, actually. One thing is, our spiritual master told us the guru comes first and the philosophy comes later. So the philosophy comes first and the guru comes later. So you learn the philosophy properly, and naturally you will want to. Then when you understand the philosophy properly, then you can then it'll be very apparent, who your spiritual master is. So first thing is, please. Many people go on this whole sentimental trip, like, oh, I feel in my heart and I feel in my ear and my toenail and my nose. No, none of that. Understand the philosophy properly. When you understand Siddhanta Valya Chitte Nakara Valas, Yahaide Krishna Lagi Shuddhi Damanas, understand, understand Krishna consciousness, understand the Siddhanta, and don't shy away from controversial subject matter. Just understand the philosophy. You understand the philosophy, then everything else will come about.
okay.
Read that book, Science of Self-Realization. Srila Prabhupada, there's a whole section there.
We have it.
Haven't? Okay, good.
Yeah, there's a whole section about the spiritual master in that book. Read it.
Okay.
And you can also read page number 64 of the Southbound Science of Self-Realization. It's called Separating the Saints from the Swindlers.
It comes in the same section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Okay.
And if you're interested, Aryan, we also have Zoom classes that we do, with the permission of your mother and Radhika Gopinath Prabhu. You can attend them. We do them every Monday and Thursday at 8 p.m. EDT. So I don't know if that works out for you in the West Coast, but it's
Yeah.
5 o'clock your time, right?
Yeah, Monday
I think,
at
yeah.
5 p.m. Aryan. Maybe you should attend this because this is coming from people of your age group. People have just gone to the college and graduated. So, I mean, you can continue. You should continue to come to my class, but it's also important to hear from these folks up in New York. So 5 p.m. just like today, right? Today we start.
Atlanta, we moved, remember?
Oh yes,
Not in New York anymore.
Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, that was very helpful. Thank you so much. I
Thank
just
you,
was
Mata.
telling him that he needs some discipline in his life, getting
Yeah.
up early and doing the chanting and everything. That's the thing he needs to work on first of
Yeah.
all. So
Prabhupada said there's no question of spiritual life if you don't rise before 4 a.m. So go to bed early and wake up early. That I'm telling you, man, you chant your rounds you attend Mangal Aarti, it is so awesome. It's the best time of the day. It's called Mangal Aarti because it's auspicious. You start off your day with a fired up Mangal Aarti. I'm telling you, you'll be flying. I'm telling you, so good. So attend Mangal Aarti and chant your rounds. It's such a good experience. Sit in front of Tulsi and chant your rounds. Oh my God. It's a great experience.
Jai Mataji, thank you for your
Thank you,
guidance. Thank
Mata.
you for doing the most important thing.
Yeah. Amazing.
According to Srimad Bhagavatam, a person like you is the best mother.
Yeah.
no, I should have done it earlier. It took me quite long time myself. So, it took me a bit of a time to reach here, but yeah, I hope he does it.
It's
Okay. So,
either way, it's auspicious
It's
and
so
it's amazing.
Looking at you, Mata, gives us so much hope,
No.
And one thing is, you can have two options. If he doesn't is not satisfied with the universities, he gets into Seattle. If he gets into any universities in Atlanta, he can stay with us and go to university.
That would be great. He was looking for such universities anyway. And
Yeah.
whenever he goes for his chess games, he tries to see whether there is a accommodation in Hare Krishna temple or there's a Govinda's restaurant. He just tries to see because I cannot go with him. Otherwise, I would cook for him, but that is the problem. So
Nice, Mother. So nice,
Yeah, if he's in Atlanta, he
Please,
can stay
please come. Stay with us.
there can be we are getting this big temple. I was mentioning to Radhika Gopinath Prabhu, one of the things we want to do is a student hostel.
Okay.
And we are the location of the temple is very accessible to public transportation to the two main universities in Atlanta.
that's what he was
Georgia
looking.
State.
University and
Georgia
temple.
Tech is, if he's engineering, Georgia Tech is
Georgia Tech is it, man.
is
You come
very
here.
very reputed.
Your material life will be fine. Your spiritual life will be taken good care of. So try to get into Georgia Tech. I did pretty good on my SATs. I'm sure you can too. You go attending all these chess tournaments. You'll do good. You'll do good. It's like do good on your SATs. Come down to Georgia Tech, and then rest is history. We'll make sure he graduates, Mataji. We're not like those brahmacharis.
Oh yes, that's what I'm after. He does get the inclination to. I in Marathi we call I, right? Let's go to Vrindavan. I said, this is not it. First you finish your graduation. You just can't.
Yeah.
That's what all moms say, man.
It shouldn't be done prematurely.
Yeah. I didn't I'll tell you one thing, and I just had this realization just a little bit, maybe last month, and I finally met my mom after 3-4 years because she was in India and they came. I finally realized how important it is to have the full blessings of your mother, even if you were to be a brahmachari. It's so important to have the full blessings of your mom, man. It's I'm like the most fanatic compared to everyone else. Everyone is more balanced, but coming from me, it's really getting the blessings of my mom to be a brahmachari. Finally getting it after 6 years, it meant a lot. So if you just satisfy her, it's what to do. Even if you don't like university, do it for her. She did so much for you. So it's anyway, just do it, whatever. Get done with it as soon as possible. Then they can't complain.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's very important to get the blessings of your mom.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Hare
Mata.
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Radhika.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gopinath.
Hare Gopinath Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare
Vishnu
Krishna.
Prabhu and Mahaswa Prabhu. You gave good inspiration to Aryan. Hopefully, he will progress. And if he gets a seat in Georgia Tech, then he has a place to stay with
That'll be.
at the student hostel.
Yep. No problem with prasadam then, bro. We'll take me.
No
We give you
problem
good
about that.
prasadam.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, man, prasadam is really good. That's why I'm here.
Sounds
So,
good. Thank you very much. We will again reconvene at some
yeah,
point, maybe in 6 months. We'll reconvene to see Aryan's progress.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Mata. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vanchakapatara
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, one thing.
Inspiration.
Radhika
I also learned
Prabhu,
something.
we are scheduled to close tomorrow at 11:30.
Excellent.
Closing is tomorrow.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'll be chanting at that time. Hopefully, nothing will come in.
Yeah.
You never know. These people, right? Something or the other, they'll throw a spanner.
Yeah. Until it gets over, you never know. Yeah.
Like we
Until,
say,
until you get the
it ain't
keys,
over till it's
you
over.
never know.
Yeah. It
That's
ain't
correct.
over till it's over, you know.
Correct,
It's
correct,
just,
correct.
Just like that.
But that's very inspirational. I mean, the way you spoke, right? I'm going to, if with your permission, I'm going to post this on YouTube.
Yeah,
And
please.
you spoke very nicely. And the whole idea is that we need to inspire that next generation, because there are people who want to know the truth, but there is nobody out there to give them, right? People will tell them, yeah, go get your degree, go work in Microsoft, Google, but there's nobody telling like you. I mean, coming from you is very important, this kind of knowledge. Yes, get your education, but at the same time, focus on what is more important.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
We
you.
hope to meet you sometime in the future.
Yes, I might
Yeah,
end up there.
if we close tomorrow, then if the renovations are done by the 17th, Prabhu, you know, September 17th, you know, then please try to come down. For
Yeah,
the
I will definitely try to come. That's my whole idea.
Come with Hari also. I haven't seen Hari in such a long time.
Yeah.
I was hoping that I met Hari in the previous Shravanam. Huh?
Hari grow like last time during Shravanam Kirtanam camp here in Seattle, he was clean shaven. Now he has grown hair like a hippie.
Oh God, really? Yeah. Anyway,
He's going
whatever.
through
We
one
can
of those phases. But eventually, I mean, in general, he chants and he goes to temple plays Mridanga, but he's going through that phase in life. So yeah, I'm giving him controlled liberty. It's not full liberty, but at the same time, yeah, he might also end up in Georgia Tech, because his focus is on New York schools, Atlanta schools, and that's it. He wants to be on the East Coast as well for, and so if Georgia Tech,
you know, one thing I've seen him. I don't think he's gonna go away for too long, even if he does. You know, like even if he's like not chanting, not doing this, not doing that. It's just I've seen him. You know, I've seen how he is. You know, I've observed him. But you know, he's gotten so much association with Guru Maharaj. All these things. You know, I'm sure he will like, you know, become like you. You know, like serious and all that.
Yeah, I hope he becomes better than me, because I am a nonsense. Okay, talk to you later. Hare Krishna. Have a good night.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.